Hi.
Hi, Krishna.
How
How are
doing?
you? Thank
Good.
you for having me. My question is, how do we inspire ourselves and our family and friends to stay connected to like our inner source and light when there seems to be a lot of ego and negativity in the outside world?
You know, there's really no outside world.
Right.
It kind of looks like that. That's basically our problem, is that we think things are outside ourselves. And as far as keeping other people connected, let's try to connect ourselves first,
yeah.
you know? The more deeply that we're connected with something real or deeper within ourselves, other people will feel that, you know?
Right.
All we can do is be present with people as much as we can, you know, and they'll feel that. They'll feel the difference if you're not judging and obsessing and trying to help them, and because they may be in better shape than we are. You know?
Right.
We don't know. It's just our projections, right? So
Yeah.
family stuff is really difficult, you know. They always say, if you want to know how your spiritual practice is going, go home for a while and see what happens.
I think you're reading
And
my mind. That's for
it's
sure.
really rough.
But I'm also a teacher, so I feel like compelled to, help others. But sometimes I turn on the news, and it's just so.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I convey this, to others? When sometimes myself I struggle with.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good to be honest with people.
Right.
Because when you're honest with people, you share your process.
Right.
And if your process is a kind of self-aware process where you're trying to free yourself of those negative reactions to things, if you share that process with people, they get exposed to something they may not even know exists.
Right.
You know. What are you, when you say you're a teacher with
Yoga. But a
Yoga.
lot of people come to me like for
Yeah.
advice, and
Yeah.
you feel like, okay.
Yeah. The problem is, well, no, I should. Yeah. 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 The more you do your practice,
Right.
the better it is for you, and the better it is for everyone else. And the more you do your practice with a kind of an openness and a calmness and a centeredness.
Right.
If you use your practice to center yourself and calm yourself, that will lead you into deeper and deeper openings, and it'll change the way that you see the world.
Right.
It's from your practice that these fruits will come. The fruits don't come from thinking.
Right.
You can't escape from a prison that's made of thought.
Right.
Every thought is the prison, right? So when we're doing our practices, our job is to be there with it completely as much as we can, and to notice when we're not.
Right.
And to come back and do every movement with awareness, you know.
Right.
Keep using that as your center of attention.
Right.
It will bring you into a quieter place inside.
Right.
And from that place, then you enter into what we call the outside world. And then you enter it into it a different way, instead of like this.
Right.
You know, okay, hit me, you know. And it's like a little different.
Yeah. It's like I feel when I am doing my practice, I feel those great moments. But then, like I said, sometimes like it's just like politics or the news, or I'll hear something, I'm like, and it feels like it's me against them or something, and like how do I convey to my students it's going to be okay?
Yeah.
When sometimes I'm going, is it going to be okay?
Yeah, well, it's going to be what it is, you know.
Right,
Whatever it is, we're going to have to deal with it.
Right.
So we ought to try to deal with it now, starting now, right? And not worry about what it's going to be later.
Exactly, yeah. Be present, I think.
As much, being present means being aware of what's going on with you, inside of you right now.
Gotcha.
And as you go through the day and as you do your practice, and I'm stuck in fear again.
Right.
I mean, you may not be able to let go of it for a while, but if you notice it, it's different than being completely pushed around by it. Just the noticing is different.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
you know, and then the mind goes crazy. I mean, when I was doing Buddhist meditation in Bodh Gaya, I had hurt my knee, that I couldn't even barely sit cross-legged. I had to sit with my leg out for a while. And it was terribly painful, with the leg out there and the body, this and that, and you can't move, So you have to deal with it. And having to deal with it is a good thing, because if we just forget that we can deal with these things, or that they can be included in our practice, in our life, if we lose that fear, if we can be aware of the fear we have of letting everything in, and that it's going to kill, it's going to overrun us, it's going to, where are you going to go? You'll always be here, wherever you go. Even after you take your last breath, you'll be here, they say. I haven't done that this life yet, so I can't tell you. But that's what they say. So, there's nowhere to go. And there's also nowhere to go where it's going to be all right all the time. No amount of practice is going to make it all right out there all the time. The only thing it's going to do is make us much more confident in how we can meet every day and every moment. That's what we've got to develop, that confidence. That comes from continually doing the practices. And you share your process with your students, That's what helps them. You share, you say, this is how we learn and get the strength to deal with whatever arises. We can't control the outside. The only vote we might be able to get someday is how we react to what comes up. And that will come through, understanding what the path is all about and doing some practice.
Thank you.
I love your glasses.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
I sang, were you there when I sang in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, how many years ago?
Yeah,
how many years ago was that?
Not last summer, the summer before.
No, I'm thinking of the old days. Was Sherry?
Yeah, Sherry. That was about 12, 13 years ago. Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
We really appreciate you coming.
That was great. Yeah, I hope I can get back sometime.
Yeah. I would love you to.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Namaste. Thank you.
I hope you get your plane.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel it's so great too. Like with every time you're with the groups too, you're so honest about your process, and I think sometimes maybe I hold back of that. So that really helps you, reminding me to like be honest and be like, you know what, I have anxiety too about it, and this and that, and then that honesty helps them feel like.
Of course, it doesn't. They see that you're working with the same stuff they're working with,
and then they feel okay.
And then they say, "Wow, this is." Not only do they feel okay, but they feel okay about having those feelings, and they also recognize that it's okay to work with those feelings and not pretend that they're not there. Right. If you're pretending, then you can't teach them not to pretend.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
All
that
right.
helps. Thank you.
Take the cup.
Thank you. Oh, awesome.
All right.